What is going on, Raider Nation? It is JT, and I'm back with another video. I'm back talking about the Raiders, back with more unfiltered silver and black content. And today, I'm going to be previewing the preseason finale for your Las Vegas Raiders. Today, I'm going to be talking about my who to watches and just talking about the game in general against the 49ers at 10 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Pacific. Alumni game. Very excited to see how many alumni. Apparently, there's going to be 275 Raiders alumni in attendance, which is fucking bonkers. I've even seen someone, Murph from Raiders Fan Radio, talk about how he saw Greg Townsend in the hotel lobby, which is crazy. So there's going to be a lot of alumni, and that's just what the Raiders do. We love to celebrate our alumni, as we should. Going into the video now, looking at the preseason finale, we are really not playing our starters for this game, as Antonio Pierce has kind of confirmed for us. Now, who those are, don't really know, but I have a presumed list of a lot of players, pretty much most of our roster, our entirety of our starters and some backups in there. Now, again, this is not confirmed. I am just saying this as from my head, what I thought. There's some players on here that might play that I didn't think would play, but these are the players that I don't think will play at all tonight. And if they do play, it's for like maybe 10 minutes, maybe a quarter, just to start the game. But the presumed list includes Devontae Adams, Colton Miller, Jackson Powers-Johnson, Cody Whitehair, Andre James, Dylan Parham, Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, DJ Turner, Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, Zamir White, Alexander Madison, Amir Abdullah, Max Crosby, John Jenkins, Christian Wilkins, Malcolm Kuntz, Divine Diablo, Robert Spillane, Nate Hobbs, Jacorian Bennett, Jack Jones, Trayvon Morig, and Marcus Epps. That is quite the list of a lot of fucking players. I think it's something around 27 players that I just mentioned, with give or take probably 2 or 3 that will or won't see action tonight. But irregardless, that's a lot of fucking players. So today I'm going to be talking about the fringe guys, the undrafted free agents, the rookies, the backups, the guys that may not even make the roster come next week, and discuss which ones I think we should watch for tonight to see if they actually will make the roster, if they can make an impact in this game enough to earn a roster spot or to just actually get excited about for the 2024 NFL season. Now, this game is not only to make their case for us, but also other 53-man rosters around the league, whether now or mid-season when there's inevitable injuries and they just need to fill roster spots. This is my top players at the positions at every spot on the team, except for quarterback, because I honestly don't give a shit on whether Nathan Peterman or Carter Bradley and how they do. I don't care. They're going to be our backups. One of them is going to practice squad. One of them is going to be on the 53. My guess is Nate Peterman's probably going to be in the 53-man roster because he is that veteran presence that we probably need in that 53. And Carter Bradley, as an undrafted free agent quarterback out of I don't even God knows what, nor do I care, will probably be on the practice squad. But going into it, on offense, we have at wide receiver, the two guys I'm going to look at that are kind of fighting for the same spot is Christian Wilkerson, who has had a solid camp and is actually right behind Devontae Adams in the depth chart. So it's very interesting at that placement, considering the fact that there is Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker, and the other wide receiver spots, but also the fact that he's right behind Devontae Adams, meaning that he's really high up on their potential players to start, because he did play some games last year for us coming off the practice squad with injuries and all that good stuff. But the guy he's facing off against is a veteran in this league, Jalen Guyton, who honestly might not even make the team. He has no special teams experience. I literally looked up his snap percentage on special teams, 0% over 5 seasons. He does not play special teams at all, and so he's purely on the offense. And when you're wide receiver 4, 5, 6 on the depth chart, you need to be playing special teams. And Tucker and Turner, who are our 3 and 4, play special teams. Christian Wilkerson plays special teams. So he needs to show that he's actually worth keeping for more than just special teams and to actually be an offensive weapon for us, which I have not seen from him really so far, but we'll be seeing a lot of snaps from him, so I guess we will really see if he's actually good or not for us to keep. Looking ahead at the O-line, I have actually a battle. These guys may or may not play. This is purely speculation, but outside of these two guys on the O-line, I did not see anyone that really stood out to me to watch, and that is, but I'm going to be talking about DJ Glaze and Thayer Munford. I think they are going to play simply because we need to figure out which one is going to start right tackle, and that should be Munford, but he is a little banged up, and Glaze has been playing really, really well at the right tackle spot. And if Munford is a little banged up, why not start Glaze? Why not start Glaze? Why not see what he can do? And that way we can also have Munford rest up just in case Colt Miller does potentially go down again. Hopefully not, but he has had injuries last year and took a long time to recover this offseason. So he'll be, I mean, Munford is a plug-and-play guy for left tackle for us. Better than Andrews Pete, that's for damn sure. So DJ Glaze, could win that battle. It might just end up being Munford anyway. Who knows? But that's why I kind of put it on here, because I think it'd be very interesting to see how they perform and if they're even put in the game and which one is actually played. If one of them is played and not played, then that kind of shows where they are in the battle for right tackle. Looking ahead at the tight ends, I honestly, other than Mayer and Bowers, nothing really inspiring behind them. Zach Gentry, Harrison Bryant. The only guy I really want to talk about is Cole Fotheringham. He played really well versus the Cowboys. He was actually our best offensive player, which is kind of sad. The undrafted free agent tight end from last year. He's currently 5th/6th on the tight end on the depth chart. He's like in the third in the hole, behind Zach Gentry and Harrison Bryant, who are more NFL vets that are also practice squad guys. So our tight end depth is a little shaky, but I kind of want to see more from Cole, considering that he actually also, like Christian Wilkerson, played a little bit last year for us. And so that familiarity with some of the players, and I mean, it's a different offense, so it doesn't really matter there. But just to see what he can do, and I think he could actually perform really well enough to get a roster spot on this roster, especially since we're playing a lot of 12 personnel, and so we'll probably carry one more tight end than we usually do. Looking at running back, I named 3 running backs that are not going to play tonight, and that's because 2 of them are veterans and 1 of them is our starter. Zamir White's not playing, and Amir Abdullah and Alexander Madison are probably not going to play. The only one I could see maybe playing is Amir Abdullah for maybe a quarter, just because he is that third-string guy. But he is a veteran and has been in this league for a while and has been a really solid player, so I don't really see a reason why he would get any burn, considering the fact that we have Dylan Laube, Sincere McCormick, and Britton Brown fighting for positions. Probably that 4th running back spot. But Dylan Laube is my running back to watch because he has been unimpressive so far in games, and obviously in camp and in practices. Everyone's like, oh my god, he's so good, blah, 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 which I talked about last video. But primarily in the return game special teams, he needs to really show why he should be on the roster, because if he can show that he can really play in special teams, he will get a roster spot, because those guys, like I talked about with wide receiver, if you're that 3rd, 4th running back, you need to be playing really good special teams to make rosters. And Dylan Laube has been said to possibly be an explosive guy in the return game, so hopefully we see it tonight against the Niners. Next up, we have the defense. Again, I wasn't going to talk about quarterback, so we're moving right to the defense, where I have starting off with defensive end and Tyree Wilson. I felt like this was a very easy choice. There's some guys like Janarius Robinson and Ellerson Smith that also could have been chosen, but I need to see something from Tyree. If he's going to be playing probably the entire first half, if not more of the game, I want to see something. I honestly don't care if it's a defensive end, defensive tackle, linebacker, corner. I don't care. I want to see something, because at this point, if he doesn't show something in a game where he's playing against other backup guys and doesn't actually dominate them as a top 10 pick, there is something wrong, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised. It would convince me that he might be shipped off mid-season for some team that needs a guy at defensive end, or wants a developmental defensive end that could potentially be good. But at this point, he's just sinking his own value for us and himself and other teams. So who fucking knows? But Tyree Wilson so far is the biggest disappointment for me this offseason. And this game, I don't even care if he gets 4 sacks, that will show something for me. If he gets 1 sack, that'll show something. Gets a TFL, gets, a pass deflection, something. Absolutely pancakes people, even if it's just pancaking a bunch of tackles and getting to the quarterback. I don't care. He needs to show something. Next up, at defensive tackle, I have 2 guys who are in the same class, Nesta Jade Silvera, who's a 7th round pick from last year, and Byron Young. Talking about Nesta Jade Silvera, it's hard for him to, it's hard to not root for him and want him to be good, because he is like a great energy guy. He's a fucking behemoth of a human and just has a great win streak to him, which you really want at a defensive tackle, but he has not showed enough to even really make the roster even last year. So I want to see a lot from him tonight. Again, TFLs, good, blocking, good contain, sacks, pressure on the quarterback, stuff like that. Making the middle of the pocket just break down. Things like that is what I really want to see. And then Byron Young apparently has been doing well in camp, but we have not really seen it too much in game. He had a rough rookie year, did not play really well at all. And honestly, before the camp, before people were talking about, Byron Young's doing really good, I thought he was going to be maybe cut, possibly, because he's just that bad, or was that bad last year. So here's to hoping that he becomes a competent defensive tackle, a rotational defensive tackle for us. And if he can prove something in this game, that'll help him a lot. And I really want to see that from him. So that's what I'll be watching for. At linebacker, I've talked about this guy literally every single week of the preseason, and it's Amari Gaynor. Just super impressive so far. Has played really, really well. One of the best linebackers in the preseason so far. And just excited to see what a full game of Burn is going to do for him. How much he can actually perform. How much he can do against other teams' 2s and 3s. Because he's really been running against 3s and the 4s. Can he do really well against other teams, the Niners 2s, against maybe even some Niners 1s? Playing that coverage linebacker spot, playing the run, playing everything that we need him for. And if he can earn that 4th linebacker spot, if Tommy Eichenberg is truly hurt, if he is hurt. At corner, I have 2 rookies. One drafted, Decamian Richardson, I would say Robertson, RIP and Meg, hopefully does well with the Lion, but he has all the measurements. He's literally the opposite of me. He has all of the measurements, but none of the skill quite yet. He just still needs to develop some of those, intangibles that you want from a corner. Just, good recognition of routes, just playing the ball well, not getting burned, stuff like that. So again, with Amari Gaynor, I'm excited to see what he does with a full game of play, playing against 2s and 3s and possibly even some 1s. And the second guy I'm talking about is Woo Governor, because holy shit, what a fucking name. That name deserves a roster spot just on coolness alone. But I hope he actually can play well so he earns a roster spot so I can talk about Woo Governor every week, because that is a fucking baller name. And then for safety, finally, to round it off, Chris Smith II in his second year, after really not much playing at all last season. Hoping to see some flashes from him this game. He played decently well last game, and he played really well for those Georgia defenses, those legendary college football defenses, the back-to-back championships. So let's see. I want to see some more from him from this game to see if he can. He's probably going to make the roster, but just to see if he can actually become, a good backup safety for us. And then another backup safety I really want to see more from is Trey Taylor out of Air Force, the 7th round pick, the former Jim Thorpe Award. I want to see him play well tonight. Haven't really seen much from him. Haven't really seen much burn from him. Haven't seen really much plays from him, and haven't really heard much of him from camp. So here's to hoping that we can actually hear or see something from him tonight. But that rounds off my list. Let me know what you guys think. Let me go down in the comments who your list is. Who do you want to see play tonight? And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. I will unfortunately as well not be streaming tonight. I am busy. It's a Friday night at 10 p.m. I am not going to be streaming, unfortunately. But I will see you guys for the next live stream I will be doing hopefully very soon. But I'll see you guys in the next video. And peace.